Look, there's a crazy person, it's obvious. Calling him crazy is the easy way out. Isn't there a reason for this? Can there be an effect without a cause?
Oh,
Tiberius.
Greetings again, Emperor and Empress.
What are you doing here, Tiberius? Weren't you supposed to go to the city?
I was going to, Your Majesty, but as I was leaving I saw your chamber servant, Darius, eavesdropping at your door, so I decided it would be more entertaining here.
this is what happens when the Roman emperor has a Persian chamber servant.
You should say Roman of Persian descent, Octavia, even though you and the noble Roman aristocracy haven't accepted it yet. Everyone who has lived in Rome since Alexander is considered Roman. Besides, walls have ears, especially in palaces. I know this because I've caught your pure-blooded Roman servants eavesdropping on me many times.
So I sent Darius away from the door and thought I'd eavesdrop on your interesting conversation.
Isn't that a bit rude, Tiberius?
Not just a bit, Your Majesty. It's downright rude. But that's one of the perks of being a jester. Rudeness is part of my job. I act impertinent and bring a little joy to this gloomy palace life, and you, as emperor, tolerate the jester's actions. Isn't that right, my unshakable pillar of Rome, my empress?
Right.
Then, when you started talking about the crazy people in our honorable family tree, I couldn't resist accompanying you with a song.
We understand you, Tiberius, but can you leave us alone now?
Of course, great Nero, of course. I respectfully take my leave.
Anyway, he's gone. What was I saying?
You were talking about the reason for Caligula's madness, Nero.
Oh yes, I remember. Caligula was a man who lost his mind, but what was the reason? I think Caligula was a man as unlucky as I am. That's why I don't hate him. On the contrary, I feel a closeness to him.
Unlucky? Unlucky? Being the son of Alexander the Great, the grandson of Zeus and the emperor of Rome, since when has that been bad luck?
Oh, Octavia, those things you mentioned could only be a great opportunity for someone like you. If you were a man, you were truly born to rule. But all of these were the greatest curses for both my uncle and me, because we never had the lust for power and authority like you and our nobles. We were born into it unwillingly. For example, I wouldn't want to rule. I'd rather be a traveling bard and travel the world. But now, I rule a world I will never see.
You can take an army and travel the world any time you want. What's keeping you in this city, Emperor?
You are, Octavia. You and your noble Roman sycophants.
Do you distrust me that much, Nero?
Completely, my dear wife, completely. If I'm alive today, I owe it to your infertility, and therefore your inability to bear a son. Because if I had an heir, I would have kicked the bucket by now, and you would have a puppet emperor, and you would tear the empire apart as you pleased. The peace that has lasted since Alexander would end, and the whole world would once again become your battlefield. You know, Octavia, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think you could be the unknown perpetrator who stabbed Caligula in the back.
How can you accuse me of such a thing, Nero? He was my father.
I'm sorry, but Octavia, the history of our dynasty is full of kinslayings and conspiracies. We all know that our grandmother Olympia had Emperor Philip killed, for example. Adding your patricide to all of this wouldn't look out of place in our illustrious history. And since you feel closer to those very noble Roman nobles than to our dynasty, you're quite a suitable perpetrator for this murder.